Hi, it's Joy and Tim. Great to watching Roswell, New Mexico, Season 4, Episode 4, Dear Mama. Maria's mama is missing and who knows what else is happening. I love this show so much. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, not 2 weeks in advance, today. And let's go.
Why do you feel so disconnected?
Oh.
My time has come, honey. I have to go.
Oh my god, no.
Have the power to find me.
Oh, but she doesn't. She literally doesn't anymore.
I promise.
Oh, fucking hell no.
Mom!
This is why it was important for Maria to get the medicine and the help, because she healed. She won't die young. This is horrible. They would notice that because Alex would have cell signal sometimes, right? Like, he needs to eat. And then he would hear Maria's mum died, and he would be here in a flash. This must be the episode where they figure out something is wrong. But also Maria.
I said you call me when you can.
To Alex. Because he's
She's
missing.
gonna need you, Alex.
You and Anatsa, you're my sister.
Yeah.
Of course I'm gonna be here for you.
It's okay for you to lean on this.
For you and all of us. And your visions.
I just need a minute.
Look, they won't get mad at you for lying. Okay.
I guess deep sky isn't the Fort Knox we thought it was.
Not against aliens.
Store this guy.
We let our emotions get the best of us.
I'm not letting my emotions get
Michael,
the best of me.
sweetheart, it's human, alien, Asian nature. You, just as much as you're getting them to connect with you, you are connecting with them, because it's not even like in this case you're viewing them as, oh, that's a dangerous criminal I need to go and get close to. You're just like, this is a person I'm connecting with. Take the fucking tracker.
Jones is gone.
Alex would want you to wear the ring. He's staying dead, please. Or are they gonna get the last memories from him or something?
Tell me what you want.
No.
Talk to you, really.
Anatsa does seem like a good person, but I
That
just...
you're trying to get. You should take that job. You know,
Yeah.
that's the right move for your career.
Yeah. Breakups suck. But I do think, as much as I think Anatsa is a good person, anyone who's a reporter, it's like, if Liz hadn't had so much evidence, someone that was as sciencey as Liz, I would also be like, if she was new to town, don't tell the scientist, because it just freaks me out.
They say that music pollutes the mind.
They?
I spent my whole life believing everything that they said. The earth is
Fuck.
like,
Brought Clyde.
I told you this poison rots your brain. What's going on, Bonnie?
Oh, he's very into the doctor
Want
and...
to meet you?
Shivani agreed to a closed-door policy.
All right.
As long as she
you guys want to tell me
agrees.
about this, alien ectoplasm.
She just has to watch who comes in and out, and then she's like, all of these people who are not technically minded are coming in and out. Clearly they're aliens.
Oh, I prefer the Jew.
Maybe she should drop everything to help.
No. She's working hard at her Eat, Pray, Liz thing.
You should tell her, Maria. You're always there for your friends, and you know they're always there for you in return. That's love, that's friendship. But also, I don't think Mimi died because she told you the message. Like, yes, wandering in the night is not good for you, but I think it was most likely the degeneration.
I just froze.
Don't you dare blame yourself.
No one can think exactly.
We'll figure out.
Maria.
Your mom wants you.
We do like our creepy barns.
That sheriff and I have never seen eye to eye.
When you think you and I will.
They'll know more than that, surely.
Being the only one in this
What do they
town
do to
outside the lines,
Jones?
okay? Jones.
You knew him?
Not well, but he seemed to have it all figured out.
His son.
He was a visionary.
Fuck.
Sure us
I'm stressed. I'm so
what
stressed.
would be. Well,
I haven't been thinking clearly.
Of course
Either
not.
Jones or Maria. But I'm putting all of that aside because I put my faith in you.
Yep. Oh. Is it Alex's car? No. sorry, I just really want someone to find out Alex is missing.
You are my turquoise.
Mm-hmm.
You focus me.
Yeah, she does.
I really need to talk to security.
I'm here to help you. No,
I tried, and I couldn't. So now I'm pretty sure that I never will be able to.
Yeah. You need to try and think it through and deal with it.
Man, ever since that pink
How about a taste from Oasis?
For real? He gets to eat food
Every feeling I've ever had.
from his planet.
We brought it on our ship.
Is Clyde being genuine with him? Because Clyde is a fanatic, so if he just thinks Michael's a recruit. Oh, Michael.
Is that an Asian salamander? Miss Jones is your third.
No. Of course not.
Okay. Playtime's over.
Michael got to see his home.
I have questions.
One of his homes.
You've been to this.
You're being paranoid.
Yes, so paranoid.
See if he's any visionary. He's my father. And I'm just like him. So will you please tell me what my role is in all this?
Oh, Michael. Tapping into some truth, but also... Sweet Michael, I love you. That was a foolish move.
Hey, she found this in the construction crew's camp.
she matches Renata's description.
I think we're looking at her third alien.
We are. That was a very sloppy spot to do the abducting unless she wanted you to see her. I'm stressed.
And I woke up here. Is she here? Did you see her? Who?
He's still controlled if his eyes are still blue, right?
No, but I jumped the gun.
You did exactly what you should have. If they were going to kill you, they would have done it by now.
Clyde isn't exactly an open book.
No good criminal is. Undercover work is like...
This man's eyes are still blue. Do we trust him?
You never know it.
Give me your hand.
Go here. That's what she was saying.
See here?
Your life, your love for her is always with you.
Blue eyes.
Since I blacked out and found myself in someone else's clothes,
Why do their eyes stay a different colour?
my Van Morrison tattoo.
Just because Max is proposing does not mean you're gonna lose him.
Oof.
You and Natsa is the first person you've really cared about since your ex. My guess is...
I love
I'm
unlikely
afraid
partnerships
if you
and
open your heart
help.
to her, she might shatter it.
She's literally ambushing her.
You're right off into the sunset with me.
She'll say no.
It's not that I don't love you. It's just to me, love can't be this complicated.
She was about to uncomplicate it, but
You deserve to be happy.
you do, Isabel. That was huge. You took the step. You were ready. You were going to tell her, and that in itself, Isabel, is such growth. And I think maybe part of why you were struggling is because deep down you felt like maybe you were going in different directions, just because by being with you, you would inherently make Anatsa someone that didn't tell the truth all of the time, and that goes against who she is. And then you can be with Kyle, and yes, I am selfish, and I'm sorry. That was really brave, sweetheart, okay? You did the hard bit, and we love you for it.
Had a little trouble. That's what I'm here for.
See, I think there is some genuineness with Clyde. I don't think he's evil. I think he's a fully sucked into Jones's bullshit.
When you retrieve it,
Oh.
piece of engineering you did.
Yep, test.
Rumor has it your mother built it.
Michael.
I sort of made her cry, and then I asked for Kleenex.
Wow.
I have to figure out what changed Renata's eye.
Sorry. She made her cry. Why didn't we get the scene of Liz making her cry?
And the last time that I...
Does the blue eyes mean she can control them again at a later date?
And since when do you have an alien tattoo?
Oh my god!
That's because I'm not Eduardo.
She can shapeshift into them if she has the eyes.
Fidget toy.
Clyde told me everything I wanted to hear. But what he's offering you is not without expectations.
Oof, yes.
I will protect you.
Michael. Oh no.
Wow. Hey. I am so sorry, but I have a boyfriend. And I'm kind of completely in love with him.
I did.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay.
I'm still getting used to Earth's customs.
Me too.
Michael, you've lived
He's
here.
a lucky guy.
He is. And he's missing. And your people have him.
I'm told it's to take us home.
Michael.
Why'd you want me to find a tree?
The tree from Oasis.
I drew on it, but he got it away from me.
God, this is like last season all over again, except anybody could be anybody else. Like, I'm not convinced that this isn't whatever her name was, Texla or whatever.
Max, you can do it. Okay, just breathe.
She needs his healing powers for some reason. Max. She's still in there? Who even is this? Yeah. Max, run. Who is this alien? It's not Texla either. Or is it?
Tesca.
Okay, it is Teska. Teska is not the alien from the pod. What the fuck is happening? I have so many questions right now, and like, this would have been a really good episode to have the next one immediately after. Why can't my computer break? Don't listen to me, computer. Oh my goodness. So the girl we saw who wandered up at the end of the last season looks like the girl that is in the pod. So does that mean she never woke up or she was put back in the pod? This Tekla, I've already forgotten her name, I'm very sorry, my brain, CFS, brain. They, I suppose we don't even know this person's gender, the name sounds feminine, but they can shift appearance into anybody, which is beyond terrifying, and literally the only way we can tell is if you can see her wrist for the tattoo, or if you can look, and they've got super blue eyes, because like I have blue eyes, but my eyes aren't that blue. So yeah, they've kind of taken the Jones stakes of last season, which was genuinely terrifying, but it was just max, and they've upped it times 1,000 because literally, like, Alex could come home. Hey Michael, I've been in the woods in the desert looking for the stuff. I mean, that would be presuming that they've got Alex to tell them why he was out there, but they have mind reading powers, I don't know. And then, you know, he'd spill the secrets. I don't know, it's stressful. I really hope in the next episode someone begins to notice Alex is not responding. Now, I don't overly mind it. I don't think it's like bad writing or anything, because I truly do think, as far as they're aware, Alex is in the middle of the desert, not really looking at his phone, desperately trying to get this thing done as quickly as possible so he can come home. You know, I know that no one is like, oh, who cares about Alex? But it's a bit like, he would have checked his phone at some point in the next few days. He would have gone into a town or somewhere, his phone would have got service, and it would have pinged in the messages. Finding out Mimi was dead, Mimi mattered to Alex as well. Alex would have wanted to come back and grieve with them for himself and for Maria. There is no world in which Alex would just like casually not come home. At the very least, he would contact Maria to be like, Maria, I'm so sorry, like, I'm right on the tip of this, I'll be home in a week or whatever, you know, like he would phone Michael to be like, oh my god, Michael, like, she was another parent to me, I miss her, like, you know. It's got to get suspicious. Now, I will also give them that they are all very preoccupied in extremely life and death stuff. Michael is away from his phone. If he stays with Bonnie and Clyde and doesn't really rejoin the group at any point, then again, he might not know whether or not Alex has contacted home because he is undercover without a phone. That is a good way of making him not notice Alex never replied to him. But just from me, it doesn't mean I think they all need to drop everything and go looking for him, but I just need somebody to be like, it's a bit weird Alex hasn't been in contact. That's all I need from the next episode. Okay, so I didn't think Mimi was gonna die. When they said she was missing in the last episode, I was kind of like, oh, that's inconvenient. I feel awful for Maria. I feel awful for anybody who loses their parent. And for it to happen when she's already struggling with having lost her abilities, and then having one of the last things her mum says is, you feel so distant to me. Now I hope there is a way she can get her abilities back, or a way she can find strength that even without them she's strong enough. She's solving her mum's riddle regardless. I mean, the tree is the Awasian fruit tree. Michael getting to eat the fruit from Oasis and see it is everything. I'm talking about Maria. Grief is a really hard thing to deal with. No one knows how they're dealing with it. No one knows how you're going to deal with it. It's each to their own. She's definitely feeling more isolated because she's been lying to them about her visions, and so it kind of, when Liz was like, oh, at least you have your visions, it felt a little bit like a slap in the face. Now, obviously, an unintentional one, because Liz, as far as Liz is concerned, she's got no idea Maria doesn't have her visions. But it was kind of a reminder of, in this moment, she's feeling guilt that she doesn't have her visions, that she can't do what her mum wanted, and that she can't connect with her in that way. But I have confidence and faith that Maria will find her way through it. I hope she tells them. I hope she comes clean, because they deserve it. She deserves it. Isobel and Anatza. She works really well with Kyle. They bring out the best in each other. They have so much chemistry. I did really like her relationship with Anatza, and I think it's kind of like, I'm really glad she had that conversation with Cameron, and I think it's really good for Isabel's character development that she reached the point where she was going to tell Anatza. Sure, she didn't, like, Anatza left before she could, but I'm really, really pleased that it got that far, that Isobel was in the process of doing it, even though it terrified her, because I think it's important that she knows she can be vulnerable with somebody and she can let them in, that she's willing to take that risk. And again, I think with Anatza, given her profession and her dedication to truth and everything there, it's a slightly higher risk than with an average person you fall in love with. But obviously when she falls in love with Kyle, or realises she's in love with Kyle, he already knows. So I'm sad that it ended, but I also feel like it's kind of been coming this season, and maybe had Isobel told her sooner, they would have stayed together. But Anatza is someone that believes in the truth being out there and hates the idea of covering up. She would have been employed to cover up. She would have been writing articles like, oh yes, that weird pink light, that was just, you know, when that explosion happened, that was pink, that was just some weird fireworks. You know, she would have been lying, and it would have made she had to compromise her morals and who she was. In some ways it's kinder, I think, to let her go. And Isobel will find love with Kyle. But Isobel will be okay, but also can learn about herself that she took that risk. She was ready to be vulnerable, even though it terrified her, even after everything she's been through, and I'm really proud of her for that. Liz having a little science struggles, and her mentor's called Ali, I can't remember her mentor's wife's name, seems great. This lady seems phenomenal, a brilliant source for Liz. I'm just so convinced she's going to backstab us. Now maybe because we're going into this being like, don't betray us, she's not going to betray us because we're expecting her to. It's just stressful, though I'm glad Liz has figured out the shapeshifting just in time for Max to figure it out. Now the shapeshifter wanted Max to heal her. Was that to prove he could? Or is she somehow going to be able to use the energy of him healing to energize Jones? They clearly want to revive him somehow. They want to do something with him, and I'm very concerned. The last thing we need is for not only a shapeshifter but also a Jones shape. There can be 3 Maxes walk into a room and they all insist they're Max. I love this show so much. I'm so devastated that this is the final season, but I'm loving it. Kyle getting to go back and visit like his family's heritage, where they came from, and finding an alien in a pod just casually there. Now, has she always been there? Have the Valentis always had an alien in a pod? That's a bit weird. And whoever was looking for something surely would have found the alien in the pod, unless the person ransacked the place and put the pod back. Or did they fight the alien into the pod? There is a lot there. Potentially maybe this Tesla person fought her into the pod and took on her identity, so that people, like, it's another alien, an alien that's maybe working at odds with Jones. I don't know. Like, if Tekla, whatever was the name of the girl in the pod, then she might not really be the one in the triad that's working with Bonnie and Clyde. I'm stressed, okay? We don't know her motivations. It's stressful. I loved the whole group coming together to support Maria and to be there for each other. That's why I love this show, because they're a found family and these characters love each other. Dallas will work out his powers. He'll get there. Michael. I absolutely adored him getting to see Oasis, to taste Oasis, to feel that bit of home. And finding out that they're planning to go home, I really do think that is going to be hugely tempting for him to want to go back and see where he came from. And if he finds out, like, kind of comes to the conclusion that his father ruined it or whatever, then he'd want to fix it. But meeting more people with... it's so fascinating that you have Clyde, who is the die-hard believer. He will drink that Kool-Aid. He is there. He will live and die for the saviour. The dictator. And the fact that even Bonnie is like, you know, he tells you what you want to believe. I really don't want Bonnie to secretly turn out to be the mastermind and evil, because she just seems great. like, you kind of feel like she's someone that got sucked up into this cult way of doing things, or this like organisation, which is very true to real life, because they offered her tempting things and now she's in too far and can't get out. Michael could be a route out for that. I'm kind of worried that maybe she's also playing him a little bit, like maybe even she was trying to kiss him to like get him on her side. Hopefully she is just as genuine as she seems, but this show does like to twist and turn us, so there could be interesting if Clyde was the honest one and she's the shifty one. But it was interesting to learn different sides, different things from both of them, and their reaction to him being the saviour's son was very interesting as well. Worried about what Tekla's going to do when she gets that information. So yeah, this just was such a phenomenal episode. Michael getting to learn about his home. He's going to have to continue to, like, I feel like they want him to steal the crystal. Part of me feels like he's going to do it, even though it means stealing from Max and Liz, because he wants to, A, he kind of wants to get home, and B, it furthers his cover. Though obviously if he gives it to them, then immediately they shoot off, and you know, I don't know that he necessarily will, but I think he'll consider it at least potentially where we go down the line. Fantastic episode. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, and thank you so much for watching.